Allow me to start off this video with a very simple thank you to all of the people who watch, comment, like, dislike, share, and subscribe to my channel. It means a lot to me because a year ago this was pretty much nothing, and we've come a long way. I mean, it really hasn't been that long since things have started to become the way they are, with over 32,000 subscribers, and it's still growing. That doesn't date this video at all, but regardless, thank you, because of your efforts, I managed to get noticed by Dart Zone, the company who some of their blasters recently have been really good, and I've spoken high praises of them, and they shared my reviews on social media, which I was never expecting, and then they reached out to me and asked me if there was anything they could help with, and, well, there are a couple of blasters I didn't have from them, which they offered to send me. And while they did send me these blasters, my opinions are solely my own. It's not going to change my judgment at all. But you don't really have too much to worry about, because just like everything else in their line, at least with the Dart Zone Havoc, it's cheap, kinda weird, and awesome. That's a little bit short of a review though, so let's get a little bit down into it. The Havoc is their $10 kinda sidearm starter blaster, whatever you want to call it. That, again, $10, it comes with two 8-dart clips and 16 darts, and yes, they are in fact clips. They look like this. They're not magazines, they have the barrels built into them and everything like that, and they move through the blaster kind of similar to the Blvd Jaguar, I believe it was called. And it works in a completely different way though. I load the clip up here. Well, blaster just looks amazing at this point, seriously. It's got this front grip right there and the trigger, and then of course this thing sticking back, and if I compare it directly to kind of Nerf standard sidearm, the strong arm, well, they're about even, although the Dart Zone one is a little bit longer. But considering that they're supposed to be using the, what is it, the Blitzfire to compete with something like that, well, this doesn't directly compete with that, but then for $10 and what you get, it's kind of awesome. But how does it work? Is it a slide? No, that will pop out right there. Pull it back like that. It doesn't automatically return, but when I push it forward, you don't have to put it back down to the locking position, although you certainly can. It's now primed and ready to fire. And it's awesome. Running this thing through the chronograph, it was hitting in the mid-80s, and I've even had some shots randomly peak up into the high 90s, and the highest I've gotten to is 101. Stock. Now, this thing doesn't have any kind of air restrictors or anything in it, and really, the priming is, well, not the largest distance. You can imagine there's just that much space back here for the plunger tube, and yet, again, it works really good. It's not flawless by any means. If there's one thing this is lacking, it's slam fire. It does not have that, and with this side grip, just being able to pull this out and just kind of dump darts with it, you can't do that. But not everybody likes slam fire, and I can understand that, and for what you get right here, again, high velocities for a stock blaster, 8-dart capacity, easy to reload, and then on top of that, it's got a pump action kind of grip to it. And it's a rather compact package for $10. It's really hard to argue with that. If I had any more criticism about it, it's that it's kind of bland. Now, Dart Zone does a really good job with their blasters, giving them an metric crap ton of detail on the shell that is just molded plastic. Now, if you took the Gunpla approach to this, you would be taking some kind of dark ink or pigment or something like that and just filling in all these crevices, and you would have one sick-looking blaster. But of course, they're just trying to pass the savings on to you, and if I can't hammer the point enough, it is $10 for this thing. It is a very good buy, and let's say you like this kind of clip system, it does come with two, unlike stuff like the Nerf Rival Chaos, which uses its own magazine and doesn't come with an extra one, which kind of eliminates the point of having a detachable magazine and a blaster like that, and it's not easy to get a second one. Well, this comes with two of these clips, and then on top of that, if you want more, you can just go to their website and they will sell you something like 4 of them and enough darts to fill those clips for like $17 or $18. I only know that because I was looking for extra cylinders for the Magnum Super Drum or the Legend Fire, which when I last checked they didn't have, but Dart Zone, get on that. Really, get at least the Legend Fire. But if you could somehow start selling like the Magnum Super Drums for like, I don't know, $10? Please? Maybe? I think just about everybody loves that blaster. It's really hard to say anything bad about the Magnum Super Drum, so getting a little off topic, but you can with these, and you can also get new belts for stuff like your Enforcer, your Scorpion, or your Power Belt, so there's a lot to love here, and it's just different enough. There's really not too much that works like this in the whole foam flinging arsenal. I mean, it's different, it's cool. Yeah, if you're gonna draw it, you do have to pull that out like that, and if you're lefty, I'm sorry, you don't hold your blaster in your right hand, it's gonna be difficult for you because it's only on the right, well, the foregrip's on the left-hand side. Kind of a problem, and if you were to try to use this left-handed, well, you'd have to do something like this, or like this, which would be exceedingly awkward. So I do feel bad of those of you who are left-handed, but my wife is, and she never really had too much of a problem with it. She usually shoots things in her right hand anyway, so I think she's kind of ambidextrous, but she does in fact, you know, left-handed, so whatever. She's kind of an oddball. That's why we're together. The Dart Zone Havoc! It's a good blaster! I highly recommend buying one! $10 if this fits your build, I would pick it up! It's pretty cool. Honestly, I've never seen a blaster with this kind of system, and it's just that whole feeling when it's just like, ha-ha! Ha-ha! There's a window missing right on the garage door, and I just shot a dart through that, and I seriously menaced some tree out there. This is a cool blaster. I'm having fun. I'm Walcom S7. Thank you very much for watching this video, and of course, I hope to see you in an entirely different one. Plus, I get to do this.